I just watched a video by the Watchman's Review on Fukushima 2018, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with Fukushima, but those are the three nuclear reactors that went kablooey in Japan. And I've also seen other reports on how the Japanese government has basically been pumping the nuclear waste from that catastrophe into the ocean, and it's basically if you know anything about how currents work and how the ocean currents and all that move and so on and so forth, and how radioactive isotopes travel, then this should not only alarm you, but it should completely outrage you, because this is a global catastrophe that is already being felt but not being reported upon. This, and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here, but this is a life-ending issue here. And this is why I call governments criminals, because it is the criminal element in governments, in compliance to the corporations and the ultra-wealthy, who are sociopathic psychopaths who have no reservations about causing the extinction of not just humans, but all life on the planet. And that is just so that they can have their present day amenities and wants. And this is why I call them criminals. The U.S., Japan, Russia, the Europeans, Australians, you name it, they're all criminals. Every single one of them are criminals. Every corporation on the planet are criminals. Every ultra-wealthy person on the planet is a criminal. Why? Because they do not care about human future. Because they will make a commodity of anything and everything so that they can sustain their lifestyle. But at the same time, it is this abject stupidity, this abject evil on their part that is going to ultimately kill them as well. But they can't see this because they don't want to see it. It's willful ignorance. It's a willful, childish tantrum to keep their present conditions, their present lifestyle. Never mind what Trump is doing with abolishing the INF, the nuclear, the Intercontinental Nuclear Force Treaty. It's a moot point, because the damage has already been done, and with climate change, it is only exacerbating a speed up in our own annihilation. These criminals are all nihilistic criminals, because they have self-destruction in their ideology, in their lifestyle, and they care for nothing and no one, not even their own family members. And Trump is one such person. But the Republicans and the Democrats are also the same. They're criminals. Whether you call yourself a right winger or a centrist or a faux leftist, these neoliberal, warmongering, ecologically destructive, self-centered, willful, criminal, tantrumized children are killing us by allowing the destruction of our ecosystem, and the media is culpable, is complicit. So media figures, whether they're Fox, CNN, MSNBC, CNBC, ABC, CBS, PBS, whether they be Sputnik or France 24 or RT or any, they are all complicit. Now, whether you're New York Times, Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, Boston Globe, it doesn't matter. It is the choice of words and the stories that they put out. It's a fabrication. Now, some are a little bit better. RT is a little bit better, but not wholly, because they still play these games. Al Jazeera still plays these games as well. Democracy Now! Plays these games as well. Why? Because they should be covering things that will kill off not just human life, but being human. We should want to focus on what will kill us all. But that's not what's happening. For all the stuff that Democracy Now! And I watch Democracy Now!, I watch Al Jazeera, I watch RT, I watch TYT, I watch The Real News, I watch Telesur, I watch a lot of the left-leaning channels. The ones that are more informative, but still play into certain narratives, and do not do the really impactful reporting of information, such as the Watchman's Review did. Now, I understand something. I'm not a religious person. I think religion is a farce. It doesn't matter what religion you follow. I think it's a farce. It's a lie. And I think it's a tool for those who want control, who want to destroy, so that they can have what they want and what they have. But the simple fact of the matter is what the Watchman's Review did about Fukushima 2018 is a direct piece that affects us all, not just humans, but animal, plant, sea life, air, the actual earth and firmament that we stand upon, because it's killing down to the micro life levels. And that is a complete and utter destruction. Never mind what Tao is doing to exacerbate. Never mind what Monsanto is doing to exacerbate. Never mind what BAE and all these other massive criminal organizations are doing. Never mind the pharmaceutical companies who are contributing. Never mind what the fossil fuel industry is contributing, because they're all contributing, and they all willfully ignore the very direct threat to their very own lives, because these criminals have this idea that if they have enough money, that they can somehow build an Elysium or build an underground facility, a bunker, to wait it out. That's not how it works. It's not. It's not possible, because the same issues will take place, and because it is built into them, that same destructive criminal behavior will only kill them off again, and there will be no escape. We need to take action, and we need to take radical action. And one of those radical actions is to do away with these criminals completely and inevitably, and set an example to our fellow human beings that tolerance means that you must be a follower of the golden rule. You must have a strong, ethical, moral center, a critical thinking nature. Otherwise, you are a danger to yourselves and to the greater world living community, and that's all life. So, am I advocating the killing of these people? Absolutely, because they are the ones contributing. And that whole philosophical falsehood of nonviolence. Nonviolence is a great aspiration. However, that aspiration is false, because that is being used against us. Thing is we need to kill off the criminals. Human life is not sacrosanct. The criminals are the ones at the top. They are always the biggest criminals. The ones on the top are the criminals. And when they show their stripes, they need to be dealt with harshly. The criminals is not your neighbor. It's not somebody who's living in another country who doesn't have any political power or economic power or influence. It is those who are on top, those who owned land, resources, money, otherwise known as economics. Let's not forget, the true economy are those who do not have the power, who do not have the influence. Without us, there is no economy. Without us, there is no human world. We have to stop fighting each other and start looking and being intolerant of the intolerable. Again, we have to be intolerant of the intolerable. Otherwise, we will face the judgment of our own inaction and our own cowardice, because that's what it is. It's laziness, it's cowardice. We need to educate ourselves. We need to start thinking for ourselves, and we need to be the heroes in our own lives, because being the heroes in our own lives means that we serve our human community and our world life community. Organized human life is not the only life. The entirety of the planet and the ecosystem and the lives on the planet, animal, plant, microbial, and so on and so forth. It is all part of life. We all need it. We are all interconnected, and we cannot go on being willful children, ignoring these factors. These factors is what contributes to our longevity, to our evolution, to our future. And without it, we are just lying down and saying the big good night. Get up in arms, go after the criminals. Put yourselves on the line. Put your children on the line. Because putting yourself and your children on the line is the future. You have to do this. We have to do this. Because all the indications of our extinction and the extinction of all life on the planet is there. The planet will survive, and life will probably return. But we won't be there, because we are contributing to our own annihilation. Remember, the criminals are always those on the top. Always. And we must set the example and be intolerant of the intolerable. Whether it's an intolerable ideology or whether it's an intolerable robbing and pillaging and plundering of not just our present, but our future.